They're rolling, rolling, rolling.
Right, so here we go then, new bike day. I never videoed new bike day because it was a disaster, an absolute disaster. I'm 60 miles in and the whole 690 KTM Enduro, it's starting to sweeten up a little bit, but the first part of the experience was a disaster. I went to the motorbike shop to collect it, and not this bike, but the bike I was meant to collect was stolen from the forecourt, so straight away put me in a bad mood. Oh my god, if I can get there's stuff there. Just the process of getting to make friends with my new bike. Stopped. Number 2 is for off-road. Traction control, if it's lit, it's off. If the ABS is lit, it's off. It won't select it when the bike's moving. You've got to be stopped. So we're in the right mode now, and it's been raining quite heavy the last couple of days, so just parked out this little road bike. It rolls along really nice on the road, and the tyres are great on the road. The wing mirrors, I think they're going to have to go. They just feel like big spikes getting tailed on, but you can't beat a new bike, the new handlebar grips and everything, but it's all the little bits about it. Nice. Don't like to be lugging in the tall gears. It feels like you want to be up the revs a little bit, so you've got the power. Obviously, being used to a 2-stroke single cylinder bike, a 4-stroke is quite a bit different, and again it takes a while to get used to it. The 890 was a maintenance, a couple of top ends and stuff, which, you know, the way to get past these girls, and I'll show you what I mean by the clutch. It's a little, it's not a 300 Enduro bike, but it feels nice. It feels a bit different. It's the way it's making its power. It's just going to take some getting used to it. But a little dip on the clutch. It does want to come up, so it's obviously going to. If it can do that, it can pop the obstacles. And I've never ever been out with anyone who's ridden it aggressively. Tom Sellers has got one. I know he rides everything aggressively, but I've never seen him on it in the flesh. Like the guys I've gone out with, Steve Smith's got one, Chris Rochester's got one, and you know, they go over everything on them, but it always looks like they're, not them, but it always looks like these little bikes, you've got to ride them so much more respectfully, which I guess is probably true. So I don't know whether that makes sense. I'm talking to myself more than anything else. But this is a nice little car park, because you can come in, and when the cars aren't parked like that, you can come across there down the bank and pop straight in. It's only about 3 foot, but it's quite exciting, and it's what the bike's made for. So it's just a question of Are you brave enough to get it dirty? You get something brand new, you want to keep it nice and clean, but I am going to get it dirty, and we're going to see what the tyres are capable of. Yeah, it feels very slippery. Yeah, I came down here the other night in the dry and it was fine, but it feels very slippery. You know, you've got hard pressures in the tyres, and oh yeah, scary as hell. So we're probably going to go for some tracker tyres on it. Obviously you're going to give up some the tracker tyres, you're going to give up some road comfort, but if you're only going 40 or 50 mile an hour, I think it'll be okay. They don't wear very long, but be interested to see what sort of extra confidence they give you. This isn't wet. It's got some tree roots in it, and it just doesn't feel like it's gripping at all. Maybe just me having to get used to it, but you're tearing it up on the 300. This is requesting a lot more respect. Well, it's a much bigger bike and we've only done 50 miles on it, so I guess that's acceptable, really. Yeah, as soon as you start to give it some beat, that back end's breaking out. I definitely have got all the traction control off, and I've got it in the off-road settings. And I know I've got it in the right settings because I brake tested it the other night with the brakes, you know, slamming on. So I know when the orange lights are showing, it's warning you that everything's turned off. Yeah, as soon as you light it up, she lights up. So all my regular mates that are watching will know where we're going, and they'll know this bit of ground, and they're going to be wondering, have we got the minerals? Have we got the minerals? And I think the honest answer is not today. Because just not today. It's a little bit dirty. That's the road that we would normally ride up, and not today. Tenere 890, the 690 KTM 690 Enduro is the only lightweight bike that I've not owned, so I thought let's give it a try. So after a disastrous start to the whole experience, we finally got the bike. We're 50 miles in. We can't touch the ground on it. We're a little bit anxious to take it off-road because partly I'm thinking this might not be the bike for me. It's too big, it's too heavy, it's not that exciting on the engine, single cylinder. But I've only done 60 miles, so like any bike, let's give it a chance. It's tall. We might be able to remedy that with some shrinking of the suspension. Does it wheelie? It does if you've got the traction control off. So you push it once. The traction control kicks in and it puts the front wheel down. So you hold the traction control like that, the light clicks in, and you're in traction control off. The ABS, if the light's off, it's on. If the lights, I think you got to shut the, oh no, you've got to be stopped to do the ABS. That's right. So hold the traction control on, get the light on, that means we can now do wheelies. Hold that down. They say that they put something on the back sensor just to disable it because it is a pain in the ass, but it's not absolutely clear about turning it on or turning it off, but we'll see in a minute. It's the traction control that you want off. So traction control's now off. When you pull up to the lights, I want my tippy toes. So if we're off-road and it's going to get gnarly, by the time you've lost a little bit of balance and lost a bit of momentum, by the time your little short legs touch the ground, you're going to be falling off all the time. So we went to Mick Exton's a couple of weeks ago on the Enduro bikes, and Mick said straight away, he said, look, make no bones about it, if you can't touch the ground and manage your motorcycle, it don't matter how good you are, you're already at a disadvantage. So you've got to be able to touch the ground. You'll do a lot more on a less capable motorcycle that you can touch the ground on than you will on a more capable motorcycle that you can. So that was what he was saying basically, and it kind of made me think, yeah, most of the little crashes I have on the 300 is because I'm not able to manage the bike in the off-road terrain because I can't touch the ground. So we've sold the 300, we've ordered the new, the 2025 hard Enduro from Triple D, and I just got to have a little wait. Probably won't want to be going 70 or 80 mile an hour on it all day, but I'm sure you could. You can put the towers and all that on it, but I'm not interested in that. I want to just be able to ride it to the trails and then have a day on the trails and then ride it home again. The only thing then is the sort of the tyres, they don't have mousses. Are we going to suffer with punctures? What sort of tyres, pressures? But it's again, I'm just seeking the perfect blend of equipment in my garage so that I've got something for everything. And I've waited a long time to get back into the bike, so I just want to make sure I got all the toys. And this is definitely a toy. It's definitely a toy. It's got plenty of low down grunt, and you know, bearing in mind it's 60 miles in. Everything's going to bed in. The brakes will bed in. The suspension will bed in. The performance of the bike will change. So I just wanted to pop out for an hour this morning. And am I going to take it off road? Am I prepared to get it dirty? Oh, what a bum. The only thing about buying a new motorbike, you kind of not resentful, but it's the first time, getting it dirty for the first time. Everyone's taking the piss saying, it's not very dirty. I mean, yeah, because I've not shown it any dirt just yet. But we're going down here a little bit and I'll come back to you. So I think if you keep it in the lower gear, oh, what's the fence? You keep it in the lower gear, like it's not got very much grip at all. It's not dirty, but it has got a little bit on. I am being very well, just respectful. Do you see that? Absolutely no grip. And we were almost off then. I luckily got my foot to the ground, but these tyres are completely hopeless. They really are hopeless. That's why I've just wanted to start out nice and steady. So you know, when you come out in the dry, it felt quite inspiring. It felt quite exciting, but a tiny little bit of moisture on the ground, it's a different game. completely different game. And it's not wet, but as soon as you light it up, these motors have just let go. I'm surprised because Shane had him on his 890. Different bike, I guess. So it feels great. The riding position's good, suspension feels good. I feel good that I avoided my first drop, and this paranoia I've got about how big it is. I did get that like funny concussion feeling in my head though. I don't know why that was. Strange. Just watch, there's nothing coming. Shouldn't really be riding down here, but I got this new jacket. It says Warden on the back, so I'm actually the official warden for United Utilities. Got a little deal with them. They asked me to roll around these bits. See, like little low speed like that. Got to keep the revs up a bit, or else you could risk that annoying stall. So yeah, again, you apply a bit of power. It's fun though. You can see the trail from where I came down earlier. It's definitely fun. It's just there. That's the little part. We won't do that. There's too many people in the car park. I just let it cool down a bit. It does seem to get really hot, so it's like got this big exhaust pipe, the stock pipe, and it's obviously got a catalytic converter in it, but Jesus Christ, the heat that comes off it gets hot really quick. So I guess that'll have to change. The tires, they look like they should grip, they just don't. It's probably because I got so much pressure in them. And then again, if you drop the pressure out, you're risking the punctures. So, see you in a bit. It's like all new bikes, you got to fall in love with it. If it's completely different to what you've experienced before, you know, it's bound to take a little while. We've done 50 miles on this. It feels like you're sat on it. I can't touch the ground on it, but I think I'm going to resolve that by taking it to a suspension. So tall. I'm going to show you now. It's just so tall. So if you can't touch the ground on it in any type of situation, you're going to get into trouble. And I don't want to smash it up straight away. So we're going to get it lowered. It's a lovely bike, that. It looks like a dirt bike, and I'm pretty happy with it. It is growing on me. Just coming along that little trail then, I'm thinking, oh, that's quite nice. If we had some knobblies on, oh, you never got what you need, have you? It's always got to be something else, but that's part of the hobby, I think. You spend so much time thinking about the decisions and calculating it all that. But no, lower suspension, knobbly tyres. We'll hit the rocky road, but for now, lads, that's it. That's my 690 update, and watch this space. I'll come back to you in 40 miles or so once we've got it running and we've got the suspension lowered. See you in a bit.